If you want to break into the industry, hit the first link in the video description below and you'll see tons of resources that I've created to make breaking into the industry 10 times easier and faster. What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Goldman Sachs uncapped bonuses. So last week, Goldman told hundreds of its UK investment bankers that they're scrapping a cap on bonuses. So now UK investment bankers can earn up to 25 times their salaries in bonuses. Previously, it was 2 times. All right, so why is this happening? Once upon a time, the UK was part of the EU, right? And the EU regulators have this thing where they say, you know, investment banks aren't allowed to pay more than twice the annual salary of someone as a bonus. However, since the UK isn't part of the EU, they've decided to scrap that and move away from the whole bonuses are limited to 2 times your salary and go ahead with removing that cap. Other investment banks that are planning to follow Goldman's include HSBC, Barclays and NatWest. All right, what are the effects of this? So Goldman's CEO in the UK or in Europe, Richard Nod, he said this levels the playing field, because when you think about investment banks in America, in other parts of the world, they don't have caps like the EU do, right? And so it's more of an attractive area to go and work in. You're going to earn less base salary and bonuses in the UK versus in the US. There's less of a cap in the US, and so it's more attractive. But now that the cap is being removed at Goldman's for bonuses in the UK, it makes it more attractive for talent to want to work in the UK, either at a junior or even at a senior level. They're a global firm, so it makes sense to kind of have a global approach. There's no point doing one thing in one region and doing something else in another region. And the third thing is compensation. So typically when you're going for a job offer, if you think your firm isn't going to give you a high bonus, you try and get a high salary and then they might promise you a lower bonus. But if the firm is saying, look, you can earn 25 times your salary in bonuses if you're a top performer, then they have the bargaining power to say to you, take a lower base salary. So that allows them to manage their fixed costs. If they can control their base salaries being lower and then offering a higher bonus based on performance, then that makes it easier and it's more sustainable and it's more, it's just a better business model to run, doing lower salaries. If the firm performs well, you give a higher bonus. If the firm doesn't perform well, you don't need to worry about giving a high bonus, versus giving a high base salary and then performance-based compensation bonuses as well. Essentially, to summarize what I just said, it basically gives Goldman's more control over staff pay. And if you're an organization, that's what you want to do. You want to control your costs. Keep in mind, if you're on a 100K salary in investment banking at Goldman's, the most you can get as a bonus is 2.5 mil. If you're on £1 million salary, you can get 25 mil. If you're on 500K, you can get 12.5 mil. That's, you know, cream of the crop, top performers. That's not going to be everyone. Keep in mind, these numbers sound huge in terms of bonus figures, right? But the only reason you're going to get a big bonus is because you've made the firm 10, 20, 30 times that amount. So it's a good incentive for everyone and it works out. Now, you're probably wondering, who does this uncapped bonus rule apply to? Now, I say investment bankers because most people watching this assume investment bankers are any people who work at an investment bank. However, it's important to distinguish. There's front office people, so people who are material risk takers, who go and see clients who are trading, investing the firm's money and work in the front office, so revenue generating individuals, and you've got people in the back office. This uncapped bonus change mostly applies to material risk takers, so individuals who are in a position to actually make money for the investment bank. Because let's say I'm a trader and I make £30 million for Goldman Sachs, I deserve a cut of that. If I'm working in a HR role, I don't have the ability to generate revenue directly for the investment bank. So it's unlikely I'm going to get a bonus that's 25 times my base salary. Before we carry on, if you want access to the CV and cover letter that I use to get into Goldman's, check out the first link in the video description below and you can get it free with one of my career guide packages. In the US, it's uncapped already. So if you're a banker at Goldman in the EU, European Union, your bonuses are still going to be capped. So something to think about if you're interested in going into the field. UK, US might be better opportunities for you if you want to make as much bread as possible. All right, so let's take it back a bit. Why was there a cap in the EU of 2 times your salary as a bonus in the first place? So if you go back 16, oh my God, I can't believe global financial crisis, 2007, 2008 financial crisis was 16 years ago. Holy crap. Feels just the other day, but it's so long ago. Anyway, so once that happened, you know, regulators in the EU were like, you know what, this is getting out of control. Global financial crisis happened. We can't let bankers take huge bonuses. We need to do something about it. So they capped their bonuses. And so that's been in place for a while. However, now, I guess since the UK has moved out of the EU, they can do what they want. And they believe, look, if we uncap bonuses, if we let firms pay their employees however much they want, it makes the UK more attractive. It's good for business, it's good for the workforce, it's good for the labour market, so on and so forth. They don't want to restrict that. They want to make the UK look more attractive to overseas talent versus losing that talent to other countries. In other news, recently, a investment banker at Bank of America's Financial Institutions Group recently passed away. I think it's for overworking. I'll link the article in the video description below. Have a read, check it out. This isn't the first time this kind of thing happened. I think there was meant to be a strike. A few of the analysts or associates in that group were planning to do a strike. But to do that is easier said than done. When it comes to it, people don't want to lose their jobs. But yeah, have a read. I'll link both of what I've spoken about today in the video description below. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.